Here are my takeaways from day one of Detroit Lions training camp. We're going to start this off with the two rookies. Looking at Jelani Tavai and TJ Hockenson, both of these guys absolutely balled out for day one. We were expecting this, right? The top two picks in the draft for the Detroit Lions. But Jelani Tavai definitely surprised some people when he actually started at that linebacker position. He started today, and that's very big news. Now, he played very well, but so did TJ Hockenson at that tight end position. He actually came up with a touchdown grab against Jelani Tavai. They were definitely going at it all day, and we saw some good things from both of these guys. TJ Hockenson was probably the best rookie today as the 8th pick in the draft. He showed some amazing hands throughout the entire day, and that's what you love to see from your first-round pick. Now, keeping it in the rookie realm of things, we look at Ty Johnson. This dude showed off that blazing speed once again. This dude caught the ball from a little Stafford sidearm type of pass out of the backfield and ran into the end zone with no one absolutely near him. He walked into the end zone, and there was no one near him. He showed off his speed. Now, we didn't see him a lot in special teams, unfortunately, but we did see him go off, and he's going to be a great weapon for Matthew Stafford. That speed is something that we haven't really had before at that running back position. Ty Johnson brings a new element to the Detroit Lions offense. He absolutely balled out today when he had the opportunity, and that's what you love to see from Ty Johnson. Now, keeping it on the offensive side of things, we look at the offensive line. The offensive line actually stayed exactly the same as we thought it would, okay? We thought it was going to be Taylor Decker, followed by Kenny Wiggins, followed by Frank Ragnow moving to that center position, followed by Graham Glasgow, kicked out to that guard position, I guess you could say, and then the tackle Rick Wagner. Now, that exactly was the starting offensive line unit. Now, there was a couple guys that moved in, tried out a little bit. That was guys like Joe Dahl. But we didn't see a guy, Oday Abushi, actually step in there. No, he actually was playing with the B team or the backup team, whatever you want to say. So what that does tell you is that Joe Dahl and Kenny Wiggins are kind of in that starting rotation right now, and Oday Abushi's not. Now, that could definitely change. Things happen, but that was a big question mark, obviously, in this offseason, going into the season. Who is going to be that guard? And right now, it seems to be Kenny Wiggins with a leg up, but there's still definitely a lot of competition. Now, let's move it over to the defensive side of the ball. And the linebackers absolutely did very well as a whole unit, but they all moved around. Guys like Jalen Reeves-Maybin, all the way up to Jelani Tavai and Jared Davis, played on the outside and the inside, and that's very important because what Matt Patricia is doing with that linebacking group is making it so they can adjust on the fly from 3-4 to 4-3, from 4-3 to 3-4 very quickly, and that's super important to keep the offense guessing. He's bringing that into Detroit Lions, and you can look back at the year last year when Detroit Lions lost, by 31 to open the year versus the Jets. It was like, damn, we can't seem to stop them. Now, offensively, we didn't help ourselves by turning it over all the time, but at the same time, defensively, we did do a lot of good things. So with that being said, Matt Patricia is utilizing this so that if something goes wrong, okay, it's not working, we can adjust on the fly, keep the offense guessing. It's going to be really nice, and that's why they've been drafting the certain type of linebackers that they have been for the past few years, because they want to fit the exact scheme that can do this. So that's really nice to see. We also saw Tracey Walker moving in to play in the box a little bit from that safety position. Now, we were expecting a guy like Miles Killebrew to really do that because he's struggling at that safety position, but this guy can hit like a linebacker. So we didn't see a lot of Miles Killebrew there, but we did see Tracey Walker, and we can expect the Detroit Lions to be looking for that third safety. It's kind of obvious that they were going to do that, right? They've drafted another one of Will Harris. We just don't know who it's going to be at this point. I do think Quandre Diggs and Tracey Walker will be the starting two safeties, but after that, they're going to be looking for a third safety in case you want to run some of those packages. Next up, we have some huge plays from guys named Teez Tabor and Andrew Adams. You may say, who in the heck is Andrew Adams? Please don't tell me you're saying that. But anyways, Andrew Adams is our safety who actually signed this offseason. A lot of people forgot about this guy. He came up with an interception against Tom Savage, so way to get your name out there, Andrew Adams. But the same thing with Teez Tabor. He also came up with an interception, which is huge because we know we've seen flashes this offseason like, Teez, you're making some big plays. You got to do this for the start of the season. You got to step up. This is make or break year. He came up with another interception today versus Tom Savage. Now, it's not Matthew Stafford because Matthew Stafford did his thing and he wasn't going to let that happen. But Teez Tabor did come up with an interception, which is nice to see him making some plays. So hopefully he can put himself in that number 2 cornerback position. Man, it's your chance. I'm so excited for you, Teez, because it's your chance and you just keep balling out. You will get that opportunity. Now, Stafford, like I said, he balled out. He's probably the best player at training camp today. He just did his thing. He wasn't going to throw turnovers to a guy named Teez Tabor, right? He said, nah, Jalen, you're not getting this one. Jalen's name is Teez Tabor. Teez Tabor's name is Jalen, yeah. But anyways, Matthew Stafford ball out. He's probably the best player at training camp today. But like I said, the Detroit Lions are going to adjust defensively. They're not only going to do that defensively, they're also going to do that offensively because at times you're predictable. And it's like, okay, something's not working. We got to mix something up. So for the Lions, they're going to be using a lot of audibles, a lot of adjustments on the fly with their new offense, with Matthew Stafford controlling it. All those new tight ends out there. Darrell Bevel's been implementing some new stuff. It's nice to see. We will learn more in future dates to come. But at this point, these are my biggest takeaways from day one of training camp. So with that being said, thank you, Pride, for watching.